Uh,
Share screen, and I want to share this one. Oh, hello. Okay. Oh, that's nope. That's my Netflix. I've gotten into Umbrella Academy. Hello everyone. My name's Lainey. For those of you who don't know me, Patrick, I think I've met you before, but if maybe not in person. Nice to see you. So I'm going to be talking today about finding jobs in the media industry. Um, it's very different from Mendoza. Most of my friends are Mendoza, so you can get a little stressed. At least some of us can. I know. I think Finley, are you FTT
Yeah,
and you're something else, right?
the digital marketing minor.
Okay. So
Yeah.
and Patrick, what are you studying?
Um, Mendoza and
Okay.
FTT.
So most people are Mendoza, so you guys will probably know more about like the recruiting process for that. But for media, it's extremely different. Recruiting typically doesn't start until February or March. So that's when like the new season starts when like the Super Bowl's wrapping up and then spring sports are kind of getting underway. So there's typically like a mass exodus from like I know especially here at Fighting Irish Media, um, like people will start leaving to go to the NFL and go do stuff there, and then like they'll stay with the team for a year and then switch to a different team. It's pretty flexible, but it starts normally in February and March, so which is very stressful. How do I change it? Next slide. So marketing yourself. So update your resume ASAP. Like I completely forget to do this, and then someone will be like, "Oh, can I have your resume?" Like Laura asked for my resume yesterday. I was like, "Shit!" Like I haven't even added three things, or I haven't updated my GPA. And unless it's something from high school that's extremely impressive, like I don't know what that might be. I know a kid that's in my grade wrote a novel, and it was published. Like take it out. Like maybe if you're a swim captain or like you're a captain of your team or something, that's important. But if it's like, oh, I tutored the basketball team, like, you can add more stuff. And always make sure like it relates to the jobs you want. So say like I'm also an English major, so typically like I'll have two resumes. I'll have an FTT resume and an English resume, just because you can kind of tweak it to see mark yourself as a perfect candidate. Either way, you are the perfect candidate. I have no doubt. Before doing this though, like don't just take my advice because I'm not trained to do this. Go to the career center. And you can go online and register with a career counselor who seems to specialize in what you do. I didn't really figure that out until sophomore year, but they've kind of updated the website now. So kind of type in what you're interested in, and then one of the allocated career counselors will pop up. And now it's super easy. You can just make a Zoom and then share your resume, and they will low key like edit your resume now for you instead of you used to have to go bring your resume and then they like cross stuff out and then you have to redo it. But now with everything being electronic, they kind of do it for you. So that's awesome. And here it is. So you can kind of go to any of these things. They actually have a lot of important shit on here. Oh, I forget this is being recorded. Um, but I was also saying before like this started, I forgot that you can literally email a career counselor that you're close with or that is in your domain and ask for an alum's email. So like I want to talk to a girl who was on SNL, like was a showrunner for SNL and now works for Jimmy Kimmel Live. And so I literally just asked James Biddick, who's the sports and entertainment career counselor, for her email, and he sent it immediately, which is awesome because it's so hard to get these people's contact info because they don't want it out there. But typically, like people in from ND are very receptive if you email them from your ND account. But so this is what it looks like. I just added a little. Okay, market yourself continued. When you're when you're on your online Zoom appointment, ask for advice on your LinkedIn because I had no idea what LinkedIn was. You business people probably do. It's just so confusing. And then you have to like gain 500 plus people. So that doesn't show how many, it's bizarre. Get one. Everyone, particularly those in media, use this app to connect. Like after I made one, I was able to DM I was getting DMs from a lot of people that normally I wouldn't be able to connect with if I just was emailing them, which was really cool. Also, speaking of social media apps, make sure yours are presentable. Like sometimes I forget this too. I probably should delete stuff off of my apps, but sometimes with media jobs, they'll ask for your usernames. So make sure you won't embarrass yourself. Like I applied for the a position for the Dallas Cowboys, and they wanted to know like my Snapchat, my Instagram, my Facebook, like everything, so that they can check it out. Which is like, it's good that they're sussing you out, but it's still, just make sure. Yeah, here's my little LinkedIn. I don't know why I put that up there. Use your resources. So check out the Career Center website. It's great. They have like super helpful tips and handouts. You can get PDFs. I've been like basically copying their cover letters and then changing it to make it more my, like what I would say. That's really great because it's kind of like approved, or it's an approved letter that will probably guarantee you a job at some point. Also, squeaky wheel gets the grease. These counselors probably hate me, but they know me by name now and are more, they're more willing to give me information now that they've seen me a while, and they'll give you contacts, and then ask upperclassmen and use us, like, and use Lori. We've been here, TM, a little longer and might know someone who knows someone who can help you out. Like that's totally fine to do that, especially in the media world. That's how people get around. Like never be afraid to ask, even if it's for something stupid, like you want to work at the dining hall and I might know someone that works at the dining hall. Like just ask us. It's a safe space here. Start applying just for experience. Like even if you're not super interested in a job, I always find that going through the process makes it less daunting when you actually are interested in a job. So there's no harm in getting your resumes and cover letters out there. If you get an interview, wonderful. You can go to that interview with your head held high and get some practice in. If you don't, no stress. We keep applying and growing. We're adapting. That's okay. Start testing out your cover letters and ask us to review them too. Like we can always look over your stuff. Again, go to the Career Center website for help. They have tons of templates. Pro tip, make your own template and then just change certain details for individual jobs. But make sure the right info is on there. Like I almost applied for the Washington football team and had it say like the Dallas Cowboys. Like you just make sure you change it, but it's nice to have something that you can kind of just tweak and send out. It makes it less stressful. I know I'm one of those people that always, what is this? How do I do it? I'm someone who always has to have my look over my stuff, which is super embarrassing. How do I, hold on, resume share it. You guys see my email? Hold on, I'm sorry.
I do not see your email. Maybe hit like escape or something. I don't know.
That's so weird. It always escape. How do I stop sharing? Oh, there it is.
There should be.
You still see this?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I see step 4.
Okay, let me present again. Okay, sorry. My email sometimes opens on its own. Pursue your passions on campus. Like this is the only time when you can really put yourself out there before you go into the real world. Kind of. I say that, but that's not completely true. You're already here at NDTV, so you've made it thus far, but maybe you want to get more involved here or elsewhere. That's even better. Ask us how you can help out more, and then add that to your resume. Like we're huge on adding to your resume here. I know that like I've made up positions and not made them up, but I've definitely talked myself up on my resume. And like here we're all about bolstering each other. So seriously, like ask us if you want to help out with anything. And also look for other media related jobs around campus. FIM is awesome. I'm a little biased. Fighting Irish Media, for those of you who don't know, we run all of the sports, like everything from promotional videos to the live side of sports. Chris is also on there. Finley, were you on FIM?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. Oh yeah, yes you are. Run an Instagram account for your dorm. Get a job that involves social media or editing. Like do things that spark joy and might help you further down the road. Like I say, make sure you're having fun and do something that you'd like and that you're passionate about, especially with this kind of stuff. We're lucky enough that we can kind of build a portfolio. This is something that's very tangible. Like we have clips that you can send to people. We have edits that you can send to people. Like, oh, look at this cool edit I made. That really proves how good you are at what you do and how much you like it. I think that's always really cool. And especially Anthony even sent out, if you want to make a segment, like take it up on Anthony and make a segment, and then you can send that to people and be like, look at what I made and this is what I did. Super cool. Some helpful websites. Have I mentioned the ND Career Center? Sign up for Indeed just to get a feel for the jobs that are out there. Normally, like employers don't really respond to Indeed stuff unless you get the subscription, I think. Try and connect with alumni on LinkedIn and Zoom and ask them to Zoom. They'll give you good advice, and sometimes they set you up with people. That's always huge. And then Teamwork is an online site that specifically focuses on jobs in the sports media industry. If you're into that, like it's only sports, and it'll be everything from doing broadcasting to like being on the event staff, like ushering. So it basically is just the one place for everyone that wants to be working for either an NFL team and an MLB team, like any type of sports organization goes for all of their staffing needs. So you could be like the line cook at the Dallas Cowboys arena, or you could be, what was another? Oh, the mascot for the Nationals. That was another one that was up on the post. But and you can pay like a $50 fee and then a $5 a month fee to be on their like gold team or whatever. And so that means that your application immediately gets pushed up to the top 30 of whatever job you apply for, which is huge. And then it'll also tell you how many other people applied for that job, and then like when your resume was reviewed and like when they get back to you, which is huge. I did it just because like the $50 fee, a little steep, but then $5 a month to be able to apply is kind of huge. And also Lori was even saying to Chris, like, I think from NDTV, we could possibly get subscriptions to some of these sites. So let us know if you're interested in something that you might need like monetary allocations towards. Like we could probably figure something out too. This is what it looks like. And you can just kind of search sports jobs and it literally just has all these jobs. It's pretty cool, pretty updated. Okay, more quick tips. Try to do things that are tangible during your time here. People ask to see your portfolio, and it would be a huge advantage to have a reel with projects you've worked on here. That's something that I'm struggling with right now personally. Like right before quarantine hit, I was making my reel with just stuff from production days. And then now I can't really get into the editing studio. So I made a PowerPoint of that. And I think it's kind of basic. So I was getting someone to look over it, but try and have something tangible that you can send to people. Always accept a contact. Never turn down a new connection, and be kind to everyone. They could be your boss one day. Like the other day, Lori asked me if I wanted to connect with someone, and like, if someone says, oh, I might know someone that you can connect with, take it, because either way you're meeting a new person, making a new friend. But again, people know people in this industry. It's bizarre to me how people are like, oh, I know like the head of ESPN, or it's bizarre, especially Notre Dame people. So just say yes. There's no harm in doing it. This is one of the biggest things that I've learned because my friends try to pressure me. If you have to choose between a night out or staying into work, choose work. Like you might meet someone during your shift that could change your life. Like I remember vividly my sophomore year, it was around Halloween. I think it was the Thursday of Halloween weekend. And I really wanted to go out, and I got asked to be on the crew for a men's basketball photo shoot. And I was really mad and I didn't want to do it. I was like, I have a cute costume, blah, blah, blah. And I went, and I ended up bumping into Jodane Masad, who is the executive producer for all of our like pre-recorded content for Notre Dame football. This man has 14 Emmys. I had no clue. I was just handing out sandwiches to like all of these basketball players, and I was moving apple boxes and helping people. And Jodane noticed that I was working hard, and he was like, do you want to be on my personal crew and help with football? Like, that's so random. And if I would have gone like to a house party instead of doing that, I would have never made that connection. So if you're in between, if you're on the fence and you're like, oh, that'd be fun, choose work. I've learned that. I don't know. It took me a while to accept it, but check out the career treks once they start up again. Those are also huge. I went on one 2 spring breaks ago to Los Angeles. It was I guess it was like the media career track. There's 2 separate ones. There's a sports media career track, and then there's just like a normal, more creative Hollywood track. I think the sports one goes to Chicago, and the Hollywood one obviously goes to LA. And that was really cool. It was exhausting, but we met so many people. We were there at Fox. Fox.
How are you?
Okay. We were there the day that Disney bought Fox, and like we're with the CEO of Fox who was being notified that he was fired. Like it was very bizarre, very interesting experience. We got to sit on the set of Modern Family and we talked to the girl who plays Gloria. Like it's really cool. People love Notre Dame, and so they let us do whatever we wanted at 21st Century Fox. It was really weird. And use your resources in the studio, like film and edit something fun, put it out there for your friends. I say this, I'm such a hypocrite. Like I haven't done any of that, but for you guys, especially as underclassmen, you have a really great opportunity to be using like this whole studio that we have. Like it wasn't open my freshman year until second semester. And I can't even imagine like before we were in the basement of South, I think. Like we have so many cool things that most kids can't get their hands on. So you might as well use it if you want to and if you can. And that was the rest of it. But I don't know, that probably wasn't super helpful. But seriously, if you do ever have any questions about anything, like don't hesitate to ask us. I'm still like I act like I have my stuff together and I still don't have a job. What I can tell you, like using all of these resources has been extremely helpful. It's exhausting, but keep your chin up too. Like one day you don't have a job and then the next day you're employed and like moving to Hollywood. I found that everyone always lands on their feet, especially ND students, because surprisingly we're not like a media school, yet we have so many people high up in the media industry, which is so bizarre to me. And I think it just says a lot about who we are as people, because I think we all are very similar as ND students. But does anyone have any questions? Sorry, I love to hear myself talk. You guys all know this.
Can you explain more about like how the career track works? Because I've never heard of that before,
Yeah.
and I have no idea what it is.
They're like a hidden gem. They don't really talk about them a lot. Like if you follow the Career Center, they sometimes do stuff, but essentially they put them out. It'll either be they'll go on like a spring break or during a winter or fall break. I think there's maybe one for fall break and spring break and maybe winter break. But essentially they take like a group of 10 students who want to go into whatever industry. Like I know that they do it for business too. They take 10 of you and you go to a location and they take you around to meet ND alums and then just people in the industry. So for the Hollywood career track, we didn't interviews as a second round. The first round was we did like one of those online interviews where they ask you a question and you film yourself. So you did that. That was like the first portion. And then they asked us in for an interview. And then when you get selected, and I don't think that they're very competitive. Like they want to take students on these. I think that they're just sussing out to see like who will go each year. They take you. So we went to Hollywood and it was cool too. They put together a package with all of this information on it too. So you get like freebie books about stuff. And so we went and we essentially had like packed days and we were going to like Nickelodeon Studios. We met the people who did SpongeBob. We didn't get to do Fox Sports, but we like were on like the Fox campus, meeting with executives, talking to them, hearing about their stories, getting their contacts. It's like very rapid fire, but it was really interesting because you got to actually see what a day in the life of living in Hollywood and like being anything from, I think one of the girls that we were talking to, she works in the mailroom for some talent agency and she absolutely hates it, but that's how you start out sometimes. Like she was talking about how she got a stapler thrown at her head. And then we were talking to like people who work at Nickelodeon and who drink, like the producer, the people who make SpongeBob, there's a full bar in their like drawing station. They had like Franzia wine out, we're drinking. It's really interesting to see, and it's cool to get to learn how to interact with these people. And then there was one night we did like an alum dinner. So all the alums that were able to come from LA to talk to us, we had dinner with them. So I'm not quite sure what that's like for the sports one. I'm sure it's very similar. You just have a bunch of events and networking events that you go to, but hopefully they start up again soon. And I'd really recommend, like, even if it's not for FTT or anything media related, just to do one for your desired major, because you meet so many people from ND too. Like we met so many young alums who do, like, like she's maybe a 2015 grad. She's Noah Centineo's hairstylist or something, or like the guy from To All the Boys I Loved Before. So she was showing us selfies of him. It was so weird, but very interesting. So I recommend that. And normally they'll send out more information. You can check the Career Center website. I think that they have like a specific spot for it. Sorry, that was probably really long, Finley, but it was
Thank you. No, you're good.
cool. Anyone else? And seriously, like if you ever want us to look over your cover letters, resumes, even like I'm an English teacher, or not an English teacher, I'm an English major. I like edit everyone's papers if you ever need any help. Definitely ask Lori too. Like I said, Lori's helping Paul. Paul's meeting like some ex-football coach. I don't know, Anthony, which one, to help him with his real.
Cody Dungy.
Yeah,
He
I don't
coached
even know who that
Peyton
is.
Manning.
Yeah, see,
Oh.
I'm a fake woman in sports. Like she's setting him up with him. She's giving my resume to a person from ESPN. Like, ask Lori. We really sleep on Lori. Lori's husband is actually like the main guy at WNDU. He's like the head anchor. You really forget. So, any other questions? I hope everyone's doing well. Tune into Tea Time on Thursday. I'm coming as Finley, you're gonna like this one. I'm going as a cheerleader.
Yay, so excited.
We're doing like a beer pong tournament. Oh, I shouldn't be saying this. Never mind.
You can stop the recording if you want.
Okay, I'll stop the recording. How do I do that? Oh.